All right, I'm going to take you through how to build out an inbound content strategy from scratch, which means creating content for every platform, omni-channel. So in my version, I'm going to start with YouTube, then make a blog post from the YouTube video, then make TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and Instagrams, both Instagram posts and Reels, all from that same concept. Now, what you need is a bunch of concepts. You can't just like wing it. You need a really solid idea to start with, and you need all of that to be keyword driven and SEO driven because SEO is the long term play here. The way that your content is going to grow over time is by increasing returns from content that has strong SEO, so strong search. And search is on every platform now. Every platform has a search component. So YouTube, Google, podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, they all have a search component. So that's the backbone of how your content's going to grow over time. And then there's other content to just get audience growth in the first place. So like YouTube Shorts and TikTok are good for this. So let's start off by talking through the platforms first, because this informs what this strategy is. First platform let's talk about is Google. So this is where you're going to do blogs. Still very viable in 2022. I think it's going to be viable for a long term. The only thing you really need to do with SEO targeting on Google is target the keyword in the title of the post, sprinkle it throughout the post itself, and have your subtitles kind of have the same keyword in it as well. There's nothing really fancy there. That's just kind of it. Like, make sure it's in the title, make sure it's sprinkled through the post 3 or 4 times, make sure it's in at least 1 or 2 of the subtitles. That's it. Google is really good for the long term because they favor older content. So stuff that's like more than 3 months old, basically, up to, we have content that's 10 years old that's still ranking really well. So that's one of your pillars, long term, stable, but slow to get started. YouTube, owned by Google, basically the same thing. I actually think it's kind of the same algorithm. The way I think about it is YouTube is literally just blog posts in a video format. Same thing, that's what works really well. And I'm talking about this from a B2B perspective or B2C, like a business perspective. I'm not talking about like storytelling and entertainment content. That's a whole other game. But for the business purpose, think about it as what you would write in a blog post, but it's in video format. That's what YouTube is. That's what it's for. Okay, so YouTube and Google, kind of the same thing. Again, same concept. Put the keyword in the title, put it in the description a few times, and then just go. Like, there's not a lot to do on the technical SEO side there. I'm not going to get into that anyways, but for the purpose of each piece of content for Google, make sure the keyword's in the title. Make sure it's sprinkled 3 or 4 times in the post. Make sure it's in at least 1 or 2 of the subtitles. And then for YouTube, make sure the keyword is in the title of the video and make sure it's in the description a couple of times. That's all you need to do to make sure you're targeting enough SEO stuff. So that's Google and YouTube. Podcasts, same kind of thing, very similar algorithm when people are searching. So make sure that your keyword is in the title of your podcast episode and also in the description a couple of times. And you can do the same concept for a blog post, a YouTube video, and a podcast episode. That's actually what my strategy here is going to be based on. So that's podcasts. TikTok, same concept. Put the keyword in the title, put it in the description, put it as one of the text overlay things, whatever that's called. Use it as a hashtag. That's how you do TikTok SEO. And TikTok is in my category of like maybe going to be a permanent fixture, maybe not. I'm not sure. So we're putting effort into it, but kind of think about YouTube, Google, and podcasts. That's written, video, and audio. So those things are going to stick around. Those 3 formats have been around forever. They're going to be here for the long run, at least the next 10 years. TikTok might join that. So keep that in mind in your strategy. Instagram may or may not be around, honestly. I think it's a good promotion platform. It's a good audience building platform. TikTok is also a good audience building platform and might become permanent. And then YouTube Shorts is a good audience building platform, but right now it's pretty disconnected from long form videos. So keep that in mind. It's a good way to get eyeballs, but it's not necessarily the best way to drive customers for now. Okay, so those are the platforms. Then what you need to do is define your target customer. You need to know exactly who you're talking to, because otherwise you just waste all your time. You'll waste all of your time. You're going to write content, you're going to get traffic, it's going to be the wrong traffic, it's not going to drive customers, and you're going to be like, what the heck is happening? You have to know exactly who your target is. So if you look at my screen here, I have 3 different target customers here, one for e-commerce, one for coaching and courses, and one for B2B and SaaS. Those are our 3 target customer profiles. For marketing, it's either a marketing manager and or the founder of an e-commerce brand with at least 2 million in annual sales, whose primary customer acquisition strategy is inbound marketing, which means content, not paid. The reason why is that paid advertising needs to constantly change. It's on a maximum 1 month time frame where you need to change out your creative all the time because there's diminishing returns. Content marketing has increasing returns over time. And so if you're going to implement something like a quiz, which is what we do, which takes a lot of time to build, it's terrible to do it for paid because you need to make a new quiz every month, and we're going to have to help you with that. It takes up all our resources. Not a good fit. Our really, really good fits are brands who do a lot of content. So the same thing we're talking about here, blogs, videos, socials, all organic. They drive traffic and it increases over time. That's who we work really well with. So that's the target for for e-commerce. And then for coaching and courses, very similar, except for the minimum revenue is 200K because the profits are much higher with coaching and courses. You don't have any overhead. Like with e-commerce, your profit margin is much higher with coaching. And then for B2B and SaaS, it's 1 million a year in revenue. Again, really important that it's all organic. So those are the 3 customer profiles. And then we have a general one that's all 3 of those customer profiles. That's for inbound marketing. And so that is what we're talking about. Now, the overall topic of our inbound marketing strategy is growth marketing. And so all of these is going to be growth marketing. So e-commerce growth marketing, coaching and courses growth marketing, B2B SaaS growth marketing, and then inbound marketing. Those are our 4 categories of keywords. Now, within each of those categories of keywords, we have subcategories. So just looking at e-commerce now, we have marketing playbooks, we have lead generation, we have SEO, we have copywriting, and we have social growth. Now, separating it out this way allows us to add more of these subcategories if we want to, makes it really, really easy for us. Now, let's go over to our inbound marketing one because I just found a perfect keyword and I want to illustrate how to do keyword research most effectively. So here under keyword criteria, we have minimum 10 volume, maximum 20 competition. Now we use Ahrefs, which makes this really easy. I do recommend it. I've been using it for a long time. Not an affiliate or anything. It's just what I find most useful. I think a lot of the other tools have a similar like competition and volume scores, but I'm going to take this keyword that I just thought of for social marketing, which is TikTok idea generator, because this perfectly illustrates the pinnacle of what you're looking for when you're doing keyword research. So keyword difficulty is 1. Now, this is an estimation of how hard it is to rank in the top 10 on a 100-point scale. So it's 1, which means this is the easiest possible. 100 is the hardest. And the volume is 30. Volume roughly means the number of searches for this particular term in a month. It's not perfect. I don't think it's exactly accurate, but that's what it's supposed to mean. So 1 difficulty, the very easiest with 30 volume, is massive because as long as volume is 10, that actually means it's probably closer to 100. So they do now do this traffic potential score. I think this lags behind a bit, especially when a term is trending, so meaning that it's getting more popular. One with 30, like you should write this yesterday. Like literally, you should stop whatever you're doing and go write this blog idea, because if you have a decent score for your overall site, you're going to rank for this and it has traffic. So super, super good one there. So that's how you make sure that the idea has traffic. And I'll come up with, ideas for content. And then I'll just go and make sure that whatever keyword, so I'll take another one here, like 9 customer research questions. So let's go see what customer research questions is. And you basically want to play around with the terms. So this has volume of 20, but I need to update the keyword difficulty. Play around with terms until you find one that is below 10 difficulty and higher than 10 on the volume. You can finagle the difficulty, especially if you're going to do content that's like for YouTube or TikTok only and you're not worried about the blogs. But these terms that have the lower difficulty and the low volume, especially if they are going to grow over time, that's where we found the most success, because you get in early before all the competition shows up. And this one doesn't seem to want to load, but as long as this difficulty is less than 10, then I'll put this in here and I'll put the keyword for customer research questions. Yeah, this is pretty much how you do it. Like, this is how you get the keyword ideas. So then I'll take, TikTok idea generator, make a YouTube video out of it, turn that into a blog post, turn that into one or multiple TikToks, turn that into one or multiple YouTube shorts, turn it into an Instagram reel and carousel for the feed. And that's how you take one idea and turn it into content for every platform. And then doing this research strategy is how you actually find the keywords that you can target. Now, these ideas that I'm putting in here for like the content, these are just coming from things that I know this type of customer needs to know. So like this target customer, what are they trying to do when it comes to growth marketing? So you have your overall topic, growth marketing. You have your subtopic, which is, you have your subcategory, which is the ideal customer that you're targeting. So in this case, someone who's doing marketing at an e-commerce brand, growth marketing for an e-commerce brand. And then you break it down even further and you look at lead generation for marketing for an e-commerce brand. What do they need to know? So I have like best lead generation strategies for e-commerce. And then you go and check the keywords to make sure that you're targeting something that has traffic and that you can also rank for. And this is how you build something that just grows over time and becomes something that is an engine that spins by itself, so that even if you stop creating content for a while, you'll still be getting customers from this. And this just scales infinitely. So that is how to build an inbound marketing strategy from scratch. Literally, I am doing this from scratch because this is a net new strategy that we are doing. You want to give this at least 6 months to run. You want to do at least 2 pieces a week on every platform, and then you'll start to see whether or not it's working well, and you can pivot after that 6-month initial run.